Daddy, who's first tonight?
Groucho, I'd like to introduce Thelma Wichman and George Sosnoff, who are most anxious to talk to you, so folks come in, please.
What do you mean they're most anxious to talk? How do you know they are? They may hate to come out here. Why do you say that? Why do you...
I feel that they're anxious to talk to you. They've been waiting outside. I'm sure they're anxious.
They're anxious to win some money. They're not anxious to talk to me.
Well, that's possible, too.
Yeah.
Would these anxious people come in, please, and meet Groucho? Here he is, right here.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide me. No, that's wrong. Divide an extra $100. Thelma Wichman and George...
Wickman.
Thelma Wickman.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm delighted to meet you both. Now, where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Bronx, New York. Is there any other Bronx?
That's it.
That's it. Well, the Bronx sounds like a wonderful place, and who knows, someday it may become a 52nd state. Or 50th. 50 is all we... How many do we have now?
50.
50, that's all.
50.
Are we going to get money for this? Better not answer.
Boy, they sure must be broke in the Bronx. Did you meet your husband in the Bronx, or did you get him in a raid on Brooklyn?
No, I met Maury in the Bronx.
Maury? Is that
Uh-huh.
his name? How'd you meet him?
Well, I have a redhead girlfriend named
A red
Pearl.
girlfriend? Was she an
No.
Indian in the Bronx?
And,
A redhead girlfriend?
yes. And she went up to the mountains for a couple of weeks, and she told me to keep an eye on Maury, which I did.
Which eye did you keep on him, do you remember? So for 2 weeks you kept your eye on Maury?
Uh-huh.
What did the red-headed girlfriend have to say when she returned from the mountains and discovered that larceny had been going on behind her back? In this case, petty larceny.
Well,
This is pure conjecture on my part.
she got back from the mountains, and she told me that she found herself another boyfriend. And I was a little bit annoyed about this. I mean, after all, she did tell me to take care of him, and I did very well. And she said, well, if you're so concerned, Thelma, why don't you see if you can catch him yourself?
Where did you and Maury go on your honeymoon, or did you have a honeymoon?
We had a honeymoon, and
Where'd you go?
we're in Brooklyn. Then as soon as then we came out straight to California.
Why California? Was the red-headed girl gunning for both of you?
No, we were walking down the street in the Bronx one day.
Many
And,
people do that, you know.
And all of a sudden, a bag of garbage came flying out of one of the windows and hit Maury on the head.
This was on your honeymoon? A bag of garbage fell on his head? Well, at least you're safe out here in California. Housewives in California don't throw their garbage out the windows. They save it to their husbands and call it hors d'oeuvres. Now, Mr.
Sosnoff.
Yes. Well, Sosnoff. Where are you from originally, George?
I'm from the Bronx also, Groucho.
Did you ever know a red-headed girl back there?
I
Who
knew
threw
some
bags of garbage
No.
out of the windows? Well, what did you do in the Bronx?
Oh, I used to teach school, Groucho.
Well, at least we finally got this conversation on a higher plane. Where did you teach school, George?
Oh, I'm not teaching school anymore, Groucho. I'm in the junk business.
Was hopeless?
Well, you know, teaching and me didn't get along. I like being in the junk business much better.
Mm-hmm. The junk business?
Yeah.
This was certainly the shortest cultural trip we've ever taken on. Well, you ought to feel right at home up here. All right, well, where are you conducting your junk business?
I'm conducting it in Chico, California. Did you ever hear of Chico?
Yeah, it's one of my brothers. I always knew one of my brothers was going to wind up in the junk pile, but I always thought it was going to be me. Well, what do you call your junk pile, George? Do you have some fancy euphemism, such as the Bonton Reclamation and Scrap Iron Corporation? Incorporated? Limited? Huh?
No, we don't go in for anything fancy. We keep it simple.
What do you call them?
Junkie George, the friendly junkman.
Junkie George. I thought that was Fenneman. What do you do with this junk pile? Do you just play around the junk?
Oh, no, I make my living out of junk. I buy low and sell high.
Well, what are some of the rare art objects that you take in?
Well, we washing machines, bathtubs, just about anything. You know, everything eventually turns into junk.
Well, don't look at me. I'd like to find out more about you two, but we have to get on and play the game. Do you know how to play the game, You Bet Your Life?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could have Mr. Fenneman come out in and explain it to you. George?
Yes.
Remember, you get any 4 questions you like, and you alternate your selections. Now, you selected hit songs from famous musical comedies. Tell me you take the first one. There are 100, 200, 300. The idea is to win 500 so you can go on to the big money.
I'll take the blue.
Or the high plateau, as they used to call it.
$200 question.
$200. For $200, this is a Rodgers and Hammerstein hit from South Pacific. You tell me the name of it. Isn't that lovely? What is it?
Younger Than Springtime?
Younger Than Spring Street. That's right. No, Springtime.
And you have $200, only 300 more to get.
Your turn,
Which,
Professor.
Okay.
That's
do it.
fine.
No, you don't look at it. No, the answers are...
He didn't teach school for nothing, this. This is for $300. Me and Juliet feature this Rodgers and Hammerstein hit. This song is from Me and Juliet. B. What is it?
Is it Here in Your Arms I'll Stay, Into Your Arms I'll Fly? I think.
That's not the title. Well, it's No Other Love Have
No
I.
Other Love
You
Have
had
I,
some of
yeah.
the lyrics, but you didn't have the title.
Uh-huh.
And I'm sorry, but we can't pay off on
Well,
that.
you still have $200 and 2 more chances to get to 5.
200 or 300?
300, give it.
Sold for $250. For $300, Lena Horne made a best-selling version of this tune from Can Can. Play it, Jack.
But it's the right face for me. Wait, right one for me. Right. Wait now.
You have to throw it out if you holler the answer.
Right face.
It's right face for me. Wait, let me think.
No,
Wait.
it's the bell is tolled. It's all right with me is
It's
the
all
title.
right with me.
You have to get the precise title, otherwise you could...
Well, you have 1 more chance to make $500.
We'll have to go for 300 then.
I think that's good thinking.
It's called Go for Broke, huh?
You gotta go for 300. I
Right
like
one
that.
for me.
For $300. Frank Lesser wrote this one. It's from Most Happy Fella. He's a happy fella. What do you say?
George? George?
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Well, it's somebody somewhere.
So you wound up with $200.
And thanks for being with us.
Goodbye, Groucho.
Arrivederci. Now, George, what's on the agenda?
Groucho, I have Joseph Ponsman standing by, and his partner is a special guest, one of Hollywood's brightest young actresses, Miss Evelyn Rudie. So, folks, come in and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and you'll divide an extra $100. Now, Evelyn, I'm glad to see you. Shake
I'm glad to see you, too.
I'm glad to see you. It isn't every day we have a big star up here. You must be the smallest big star in town, aren't you? How old are you, about 43?
No, I'm 9.
9?
Yes.
Are you married?
No.
You're not married.
No.
And what are some of the big TV shows that you've appeared on, Evelyn?
Well, the first real big one was Playhouse 90 when I did Eloise.
Oh,
Then I
yeah.
was on the Dinah Shore Show, the George Gobel Show. Omnibus, the Red Skelton Show, the Patrice Mansell Show, Wagon Train, G Theater, Lux Playhouse, and many more.
You've been on television much more than I have. You want to go on being a TV actress when you grow up?
Yes, I do.
What about the theater? Have you no interest in going on Broadway?
Yes, I might like it.
You might like it? Yes.
Yes, you know, the only real thing I did on stage was when I was in Macbeth.
Yes.
And I was killed. And, you know, every night I got the giggles just as I was about to be killed, and I died laughing, you know. The producer and the director just died.
You say you died laughing?
Yes.
Well, if you got to go, that's the way to go. What did you play in there? Did you play Duncan?
No, I played Macduff's son.
Uh-huh. You played Macduff's son?
Yes.
Well, how could you? You're not a boy.
I know. I wore a wig.
Uh-huh. Well, aren't you wearing a wig now?
No.
Is that your own hair?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pull it if you like.
Well, I'd love to. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Wouldn't it be awful if the whole thing came off? Evelyn, every youngster in America would like to be a big star like you. You know that, don't you? That a lot of them envy you. Now, tell us about your gay Hollywood life. What do you do every day?
Well, in school time, first I go to school.
You go to public school?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then I have my lessons. I have tap, acrobatics, ballet, jazz, swimming, horseback riding, ice skating, sewing, crocheting, piano, cooking. And when I'm working, I have a lot of rehearsals and memorizing.
What do you do the rest of the time? Do you have any other ambitions other than the theater? And...
Yes, I would like to be the President of the United States.
You want to be president? Well, that's a noble ambition, you know. We've never had a woman president.
Well...
What makes you think there'll ever be a woman president?
Well, I think a woman has just as much right to be president as a man does.
I think so, too. Why do you want to be president when there are so many more lucrative jobs open for a young star?
Well, first of all, I might have some ideas by then about what to do with America. And second of all, I made a little bet with my girlfriend of $2,000 that I would be.
You bet $2,000? Were you in the South then? Was this Confederate money?
No.
But where did you get the $2 grand?
I don't have it yet.
Oh. Well, suppose you lose.
Well, she doesn't have it either, so...
No. Well, I'll get back to you pretty soon, Evelyn. You can do a little campaigning while I talk to your partner, huh? Your name is Joseph Pulitzer?
Not quite.
Not quite?
No.
Your name is Joseph Quite?
Poundson.
Your name is Joseph
Poundson, P-A-U-N-Z-E with an N in the back.
Oh.
N.
Should I call you Joe?
No, call me Peppy.
Peppy?
Yeah, that's my
Why
name.
should I call you Peppy? You don't.
Because everybody calls me Peppy, you
well,
know.
I don't call you Peppy.
I was born in my early youth in Vienna, in Austria.
Oh, are you an old strudel?
About, yeah.
You was born in Vienna?
Yeah, I was born in Vienna.
Yeah. Well, could you do a Viennese waltz with Miss Rudie?
Of course, it's a pleasure.
Huh? Could you waltz a little?
Sure.
Could you give us some waltz music
But
here,
could
please?
they play a right waltz? I don't
right
play a
waltz.
left
He can't go
waltz.
left-handed. Over the Waves or something like that. The Blue Daniel. Oh, out here, Joseph, huh?
Peppy, not Joseph.
You want to you make a lot of money in this show, but we don't have any fun. That's the main thing. Now, Peppy, you realize you have a slight accent, huh?
Speak a perfect accent without the slightest English accent.
What was that?
I speak a perfect accent without the slightest English.
Yes. You hit it right on the head there. Now, what is your native tongue, huh?
German.
is, huh? Well, stick it out and let's see it, huh?
All right.
It's smoked. That's a smoke tongue. That's a thinking man's tongue if I ever saw one. But say something in German. I want to see if your accent carries over into the language.
Sie sind eine sehr komische Person, aber meistens verstehe ich Ihre Witze nicht.
Sie versteht es nicht?
No, I
still have the accent. Now, what did you say?
I think you're a very funny person, extremely funny.
Well, thanks, loads.
Yeah, but he said he didn't understand any of your jokes.
How would you like it if I put you back in the trunk? How do you know what he said?
I can speak German.
You can speak German, huh?
Yeah.
Peppy, watch yourself. Apparently, we have a 9-year-old multilingual tape recorder standing here. How is it you can speak German when I can hardly speak English? Were you born in Germany?
No, I was born here, but I tell you, my mother and father were born in Germany.
Evan, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell him a joke in English, then you translate it for him, and we'll see if he understands it.
All right.
Okay? What time is it when the clock strikes 18? Give up? When the clock strikes 18, it's time to get it repaired. That's the joke. That's the whole joke. Now, you might as well laugh at it. That's all there is to it. I can't help it. It's that kind of a joke that has no Now, you tell him that joke in German, Evelyn.
Was ist es, wenn die Uhr 13 schlägt? Gib auf, wenn die Uhr 13 schlägt, ist es Zeit, es zu reparieren.
Apparently, it's funnier in German than it is in English. Peppy, how long have you been here in the country here?
Since 1954.
54?
54.
Sie war in Vienna?
No, I was in China.
You were in China? You got such a Viennese accent in Hong Kong?
Ja, I got it.
In Hong Kong? Was waren Sie tun in Hong Kong?
I was the manager in the press club in Hong Kong.
You were a manager in the press club?
And before I was the photographer for General Chenoy, Flying Tiger, you know.
Yeah. What do you do for a living? Haben Sie Arbeit?
Yes.
Was tun
I have
Sie?
a restaurant.
You have a restaurant?
Yes.
Tell us about your restaurant, Peppy.
Well, this restaurant...
Chinese restaurant?
No, it's called, after me, it's called Peppy's, and it's located in Encino. And has really the old world charm atmosphere, continental.
Sounds like a touch of old Vienna.
A little on the sloppy side, you know.
Sounds like a touch of Vienna and a touch of Tomaine, too. What do you have out there that might interest me?
Well, we have all Viennese specialities, and besides we have an outdoor garden, a very nice one in front of the restaurant. Open air.
Doesn't tempt me at all. I don't like to eat outdoors. The flies bother me.
There are no flies in the garden.
No?
They're all in the kitchen.
And that, folks, is why Tales from the Vienna Woods is no longer on the hit parade. Well, you're charming people, both of you. 1.5, I mean. And it's been a lot of fun talking to you. I'd like to keep going, but we have a quiz, you know, and this is your chance to make some real money. Now, what was the category they've chosen? QB dolls?
No,
See?
Earth, Sea, and Sky, right?
Right.
And you understand how the game works. The $100 questions are fairly easy, the 200 are harder, and the 300 are the hardest. Now, your job is to earn at least $500 with 4 questions. If you do, you'll get a chance at $10,000 at the end of the show. You want to try a question?
Sure.
Evelyn picks a $100 question.
Okay. If solar refers to the sun, what is the word referring to the moon?
Lunar.
Lunar, yes, that's right. Well, now you've got $100.
And you only have 400 more to get to try for the big $10,000 question at the end of the show.
How did you think of that?
Well,
Okay, now you can take your $200, $300,
Another 100, huh?
another 100. Which planet is known as the ringed planet? R-I-N-G-E-D.
Saturn.
Saturn is right.
You now have $200.
You can go home. She doesn't need you at all. You think we should let
do you want to choose one
No,
here?
no, it's
She's
perfectly
doing
right.
fine, all right?
Since I'm married,
Another-
I didn't say no to a lady. Let you go.
Another $100 question.
What is the popular name for the galaxy of which Earth is a small part? We're part of the galaxy.
The Milky Way.
Milky Way is right.
You now have $300.
How do you know that? Do you drink milk every morning?
Yes.
You like milk?
Yes.
I wish you'd convince my daughter that milk is good for you.
And
Now
you
you've
went for
taken
200.
200. Now, if you get this one right, you'll have $500, you know. What is the best-known constellation in the southern hemisphere?
The Southern Cross.
That's right. How'd you know that?
Well, you got yourself $500, and of course that means that you can return later and try for $2,000, $5,000, or $10,000.
Imagine what this is going to be when she's 18. Well, congratulations, and we see you later, alligator. Huh?
Fine.
Evelyn Rudie and her partner Peppy earned $500 in the quiz, so they're entitled to come back and try for the big money right now. Going back in, please.
Now remember, if you miss the question, you still get to keep everything you've earned so far. Okay, now you pick a number for $10,000.
4.
4. Put up a 4. And Joseph,
Pepe. Pepe.
Pepe. What number have you chosen?
7.
Huh?
7.
11.
7. 7.
7. Okay, one of you spin the wheel. I'm sorry. It came up 9, and your numbers were 7 and 4. So this is worth a total of 2,000. In the summer of 1959, Mamie Eisenhower officially christened the world's first nuclear-powered merchant vessel. For a total of $2,000, what is the name of this first atom-powered merchant ship? Talk it over. What's the answer?
I regret with pleasure to say I don't know it.
And you?
I'll take a wild stab. I know it's wrong. Nautilus?
No, it's
No.
it's the Savannah. I'm sorry, but you still have a pretty good bunch of money there. You got enough now to really go on the town. Congratulations, and thanks for being with us. Daddy, who's first tonight?
Groucho, I'd like to introduce Thelma Wichman and George Sosnoff, who are most anxious to talk to you, so folks come in, please.
What do you mean they're most anxious to talk? How do you know they are? They may hate to come out here. Why do you say that? Why do you...
I feel that they're anxious to talk to you. They've been waiting outside. I'm sure they're anxious.
They're anxious to win some money. They're not anxious to talk to me.
Well, that's possible, too.
Yes.
Would these anxious people come in, please, and meet Groucho? Here he is, right here.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide me. No, that's wrong. Divide an extra $100. Thelma Wichman and George...
Wickman.
Thelma Wickman.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm delighted to meet you both. Now, where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from the Bronx, New York.
Bronx, New York. Is there any other Bronx?
That's it.
That's it. Well, the Bronx sounds like a wonderful place, and who knows, someday it may become a 52nd state. Or 50 or
50th.
something. 50 is all we... How many do we have now?
50.
50, that's all.
We're going to get money for this? Better not answer.
Boy, they sure must be broke in the Bronx. Did you meet your husband in the Bronx, or did you get him in a raid on Brooklyn?
No, I met Maury in the Bronx.
Maury? Is it
Uh-huh.
that's his name? How'd you meet him?
Well, I have a redhead girlfriend named
A red
Pearl.
girlfriend? Was she an
No.
Indian in the Bronx?
And,
A red-haired girlfriend?
yes. And she went up to the mountains for a couple of weeks, and she told me to keep an eye on Maury, which I did.
Which eye did you keep on him, do you remember? So for 2 weeks you kept your eye on Maury?
Uh-huh.
What did the red-headed girlfriend have to say when she returned from the mountains? and discovered that larceny had been going on behind her back. In this case, petty larceny.
Well,
This is pure conjecture on my part.
she got back from the mountains, and she told me that she found herself another boyfriend. And I was a little bit annoyed about this. I mean, after all, she did tell me to take